at the Plano Center. I know that the first 250 people who arrived got their swag bag because they're here in attendance. So thank you guys for showing up early. And it's well worth your time because our first guest of Saturday afternoon is the three-time national championship winning coach. It is the Super Bowl winning coach, the last human to coach the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl, and our buddy, the great Barry Switzer. What's up, man?
Came down last night, you called me and asked me to be here, so I'm here. Last time I was here was 2017.
Did you come in for the, what, OU Texas? Is that the last time you were here?
I wouldn't come down here for that damn game.
One at a time.
You got 500,000 people outside the stadium, 3,000 inside the stadium. We take pictures and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a meeting. Did you, like once, I'm trying to think, because I know that I've met you down here a couple of times where you were watching the game somewhere around here.
Yeah, here, step over to this one, you can do it. Same thing.
Okay, so this guy is Matt McLaren.
Hey, Matt, I saw you from over. We haven't seen Matt.
This is
So
fun.
Matt and Donovan do our 9-to-1 show. And Matt's dad played for you.
Oh, here.
Do you remember anybody with the last name McLaren that played on McLaren?
Okay.
Alright.
One more time,
From Plano. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember.
We didn't play much. Well, Matt told us this.
Three we lost, we should have won. We gave them right and helped it. We won the team. We had to help the team that beat us because we were that good.
So we had Matt Brown on. Matt Brown was at the Davey O'Brien Awards last week.
Right.
And Mac was talking about, for those who don't know, Mac, before he became head coach at North Carolina, and I think Tulane as well, he has spent a year under Barry as offensive coordinator at Oklahoma in 1984.
Right.
So do you remember the process of hiring Mac? Who was the OC before Mac?
Galen Hall. Galen was with me for years. Galen went on I think he went to Florida. And he ended up being head coach at Florida. Did a good job. He coached him at Smith and had some good teams. But Galen was an outstanding coordinator for me and he was with me for years from 1966 to 83. Then I hired Matt Brown. Was he at Appalachian State?
I think that's right. Yeah, he was
I
at
think
State.
Matt
Yeah.
was at Appalachian State, and I brought him in, and he was my offensive coordinator in '84. And after he left, he went to Tulane as a head coach, and then I went to Air Force. Matt didn't want to run it.
Mike Shannon,
we
they're
had a
saying.
restaurant. Well, anyway, we all went over there for dinner with Michael Lordy and Chuck Fruit, and Mr. Bush didn't go. We had a blast. Then they took us to a game at Bush Stadium, and we were in the Bush box, and we were having a blast. They had a photographer there, took pictures, and we're all talking, and just having a hell of a time. And there's pictures of us that they have been told. There's pictures of us still in that box, Bush, from that night. All of us being there. And I was told by Michael Ward's son, Sean O'Rourke, Sean O'Rourke, that he's always wanted one of the pictures from there until I told him why. And later on, years and years later, after his father passed. But I didn't expect that they'd do my show. So I go back Norman, Oklahoma. I'm sitting there 2 weeks later, still hadn't got a damn sponsor. I'm not going to make a damn nickel this year in football season, other than what the university's paying me. But all of a sudden, I get a call, and it's Michael Lordy. He said, "We're going to do the show." He said, "We're going to do your budget and plan." And I couldn't believe it. I called the out and said, "They're going to do our show." You know, that's when they had the greatest commercials. I don't know when you remember the Budweiser commercials and the horses and Scott's, Clydesdales and the dogs and all that. God, it was great. They had great commercials. I'm gonna tell you, this is what winning does for you. I never had a letter. I never had a regent. I never had a president. I went through a bunch of presidents back then. Usually a president goes through a bunch of football coaches, but I went through a bunch of presidents, and not one of them ever said, I never got a letter. No one said one damn thing about me having my advertiser, Bud Light. And really, it blew me away.
Did you set a can of...
The rest of my career at Oklahoma, Anheuser-Busch did every show for me. Did every... I was a sponsor I had. And
imagine like Nick Saban during his run having to broker deals with sponsors, like flying all over the country trying to get a sponsor.
That's what it was like back then, and that's why you made the Jackie Sherrill and I talked to folks. That was the only way. And this is back when we were really good in the 70s. And I had him come into my in the early 80s, but I had the players, and I tell them which players I wanted, come up my office, just take the shoulder pads off, come in there, we're going to be live just right after the ball game. We do a live show, just in Oklahoma, you know, and it was a hell of a show because the game's over, and next thing you know, 15 minutes later, I got all the players that played the game, ones of the stars, and I had them in there, you know, talking to them and visiting with them in my office, with camera set up, you know. So that was creative to make some money on that. But so I was doing anything to create a television. And but that's the way it was back then. That's why I say we need reparations.
So Craig and I, when we were kids, my parents, I think as a Christmas gift, they gave me like in the early 80s.
Coach, thanks again for being here. It's you, Jimmy, and Pete Carroll, right? The only three who've won a Super Bowl and a national championship.
That's what they say.
Well, it's funny how things are proven through the years. You used to say X's and O's, everyone's got the same plays, they run the same 15 plays. It's about the players that you have, it's about the relationship you have with the players, and I think that's been proven over the years with name the coach who's won. He may have a really good plan, but it's the relationship with the players. And you were always so good at that, from the recruiting process to when they played for you. Who do you think's really good at that in today's game?
Well, you know, I've been out of the game I left in '88, so how long ago was that?
It's a long time. 40
years. You know, I haven't been in, I don't even know. The coaches coaching junior high school or grade school when I was coaching. Hell, they might when I've been born. Some of them. But, you know, it's always about relationships, you know, with players, and I've always felt like in college, I was better suited for college because in recruiting, I thought I was a great recruiter, and I convinced mamas and dads, and when if they had a dad at home, their kid came with me, I would treat him like he was one of my own. And Keith Jackson said to me from Little Rock, Arkansas, great player. He's the first tight end picked in the draft, and back in the 80s, 86 or 7, played 10 or 12 years in pro football, all pro. He's the only rookie that made the draft class he was in. He was the only one to make all pro that year as a rookie. And they did it with Philadelphia. He just caught 82 balls. He didn't catch 82 balls his whole career at Oklahoma. He caught all 82 balls for I forgot who, Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan was head coach of the Eagles. And I was glad the Eagles won this year.
Yeah.
I really was. Jalen Hurts played for us his senior year and won a conference championship. And he was a great kid. I really enjoyed getting to know him. And so I was one there. And I said, where the hell's Charles? And they said, we don't know. What do you mean no one's checked on him? No one's called? He's home? You know where he lives? You know one's been over there? I said, no. I told the secretary, I said, get me Charles where he lives, his address, get it right to me. I left. I went to Charles Hayes' home. I rang the damn doorbell. And the door opened, and I looked up, and he looked down, and he didn't say a word. And I said, oh, you invite me in? And he said, yeah, come on in, coach. And I walk in, and I walk over, and I sit down across from the big chair that obviously he sits in. I was on his couch, and I was looking at him. He sits down in the chair, not a word said. He just looks at me. I said, Charles, what the hell? I said, you're not going to say anything? And he said, no, I'm not surprised you're here. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you something. if you don't show up at practice, my ass is going to be here every time you don't, and I'm going to be here to get your ass to come back because we can't win without you. We've got to have you in there, a defensive game plan, because you're the best pass rusher in the damn league, and you've got to be there to play. And let me find out what is the reason you're not there. Give me the reason and excuse. He gives it to me some silly damn reason. I said, isn't that ridiculous, Charles? Think about it. He looks at me and he said, yeah, you're right. I said, don't do this again, wait, please. And he became a leader for me. Charles and I established a great relationship, and he became a leader for us on the football team. As long as he's taking his damn medicine, he's fine. Charles always sends me stuff to sign. Right now, we stay in touch, and when he went to the Ring of Honor, he asked me to come back and induct him in the Ring of Honor. Every time he'd call, I said, "You still taking your medicine?" And he's still taking your medicine. I called him the week of the induction, and I said, "Charles, you're taking your medicine." I called him every day. He finally said, "What the hell do you keep calling me?" I said, "Charles, I don't want 20 people showing up to introduce your ass." And I said, "I want to make sure I'm the one doing it." I approached it that way. I just did it like I was running in college, and I was living in an apartment. Jerry's Cowboys were paying for that apartment, and hell, why would I want to build a house? And I got a nice place. I was single. And that was a tough one, being single here in Dallas.
Yeah,
I had to fight them off. But anyway, I built a house that Jerry wanted me to, and said, show these guys you can stay here. When I came into the league, it's free agency. Just started free agency, and they started siphoning off players. So the Cowboys were being to play with some players, okay? And the Herschel Walker trade is the one that really built the Cowboys, the nucleus of the great team, with those linemen, Leon Letts and the world and all these guys we were able to get in here and good players. Jimmy and Jerry put together a great group of talent to win Super Bowls. And so I get my damn mind going 100 miles an hour here, but I was starting.
Oh, the house.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it's done. So I built this house that Jerry wanted me to prove to me I'm here for a long time. Well, I built this house, and Jerry's a great guy. He was great to me. He really was great to me. I loved him. I coached him at Arkansas. I was his coach at Arkansas. Jimmy Johnson's coach at Arkansas. Jimmy coached with me at Oklahoma for 4 years. He won't ever mention that. But he was with me, and here again I go.
The house.
Okay. I'm in the house. Jerry, here now I get off on a tangent here. I'm taking another road detour. Jerry bought every piece of furniture in the home. He said, "Send me Bill Cowboys." I said, "What?" He said, "I want you to send the Bill Cowboys." I bought $400,000. I had a girl, interior decorator named Lisa Luby. I just turned her loose. She went. I'm telling you what. I had a beautiful. They had a magazine, Dallas Magazine, showed by a home. That did a feature on it. It was beautiful. And Jerry did that. He's that kind of guy. And to me, he was. And because I allowed Jerry to be. People don't understand. Remember when we won the Super Bowl, and I told Jerry, I said, "Hey, Jerry, how you like it now? How you like it now? We did it our way. We did it our way." What I was talking about, Jerry and I understood that. I was talking to Jerry Jones because I allowed Jerry to be a part of a program he bought, a team that he bought. And before, he was persona non grata around coaches. And after being there about a month and a half, I had Jerry I told Jerry, go anywhere you want to, sit in the staff room, just keep your mouth shut, don't get involved in any offensive play, defense, just sit around and listen to coaches. If you bought the team, you deserve to be able to do that. So Jerry would do that.